Hello and welcome to Robot Carnage, Complete Carnage Episode 2, where some more robots wish to get their robotic hands dirty and show what they're made of. So enough talk, let's get bashing. First up, we have another challenger for Siren to defend its belt against. Checkmate, who we saw earlier, thinks it can be a dark horse and take out the current holder. Either it's brave or foolish, this should be a very interesting battle.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
The Checkmate thinks it can take out Siren, who just has 2 more fights to win before it can claim the challenge belt. Siren bouncing off of the walls, and Checkmate coming up behind it, and pushing against Checkmate, and Checkmate pushing them back up against the wall. They're both evenly matched, it seems. Bit of a stalemate there. And Checkmate trying to get in from the back. I think that's the only way they're going to be able to get in. Siren is far too low at the front. Both spin around madly. Siren still bouncing off of the walls. Checkmate should be able to take advantage of that. But Siren seems to be that little bit more stronger. Still around again. And pushing them and pinning them over the top of Siren. And underneath them again. Siren definitely winning the ground game. Pinning them into the wall. That might be shaking some of the electronics inside. So it's going to be a very tactical battle. Either dump Checkmate down the pit or shake its internals. And pushing that around. Oh, what a brilliant pit that was! Siren, with the backwards drive, just get into the side, spin all the way around and shoving Checkmate down into the pit. Nearly going in themselves. And that's the second victory for Siren for the challenge belt.
Cease.
Siren clearly showing the new kids on the block they're not ready yet, giving them a second victory. One more win will earn them the belt, but we'll see if they can hold on to it later tonight. Right now, we have a real grudge match. The axe of Xerox versus the bar spinner of Tombstone. Let's take a look and see how this rivalry started. Xerox has lost twice to Tombstone in the past due to its careless driving, and wants to take out that deadly bar spinner without falling down the pit. They've come prepared with a new axe to finish the job.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let's settle this rivalry once and for all. That is a really nasty looking axe that Xerox has. Tentative. A little bit. Tombstone shedding some pieces like it's known for doing. Maybe trying to get me. And the pieces have gone flying off under no pressure. Again. Guys, seriously, attach your armor onto your robot. Xerox almost trying to get through like a minefield. Swinging away. Tombstone trying to get away, and Xerox hasn't brought that axe down yet. Tombstone going for a mad spin. Xerox just a little bit tentative. They want to get a good hit before they damage their weapon. The Tombstone seems to be stuck. And there goes the axe! Pushing in! And oh, look at that! Into the frame of Tombstone! And they're locked together! They are locked together! Trying to get the axe out of there, but it's not really working. Tombstone can't get the blade spinning. Now it can! And Xerox has lifted them up! Ooh! Potential for a controlled pit in there, but nope, they're going to slam them into the wall instead. Tombstone doesn't look like it can do anything. Taudo still with the blade spinning. Xerox onto the top, nearly hitting the receiver. Xerox, for me, is definitely on top and almost hitting the back end. Almost hitting the receiver, slamming off the side. That bar is not doing anything this time. Xerox is just waiting its time, waiting for a good hit. Tombstone trying to get away. It knows it's in trouble this time. Xerox has clearly become more powerful. Are they okay? They seem to be okay. Tombstone just doesn't want to get too much damage. It wants to try and last this to a judge's decision perhaps. And into the back again on the top plate of Tombstone. And Xerox has stopped moving. They've stopped moving. They're immobilized. Too much damage internally. Xerox is completely frozen up at the top of the arena. Unbelievably, Tombstone have won the grudge match. I don't believe it.
Cease.
Third time's the charm. Not in the case of Xerox, as Tombstone wins once more by knockout and not having to use the pit. A valiant effort nonetheless. And now for something a little bit different. The creator of this show and his dad both built a bot around the same time, and now they will do battle in this very arena. We've seen Elf before, but this is the first time we'll have seen Mousetrap. Let's witness the father versus son confrontation.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Elf coming on with a box rush with that huge, overbalanced axe. And Mousetrap coming in and slamming its trap-like weapon onto the servo which holds that weapon, perhaps weaken it? Unable to get a hold of it, but managed to knock Elf over, but Elf can self-right. It's managed before. If only it could use that sort of control to cause some damage, as it seems to be stuck in itself onto the wall. And Mousetrap's trap-like weapon is stuck down. They're not going to be able to get underneath Elf if it's still down. They're going to have to try and bring it up. Elf not doing an awful lot, not really bringing the axe down. Weapon to weapon. Mousetrap trying to get underneath. So maybe try and tip Elf over and get a little bit more control. Pinned it up against the wall, and Elf will manage to get down, and the axe is gone! Oh no! Mousetrap pinned Elf onto the barrier and managed to get down. And after a bit of a wobble, the axe shook and fell off. And that is it for Elf. It has no weapon, it has no way of attack, and if it gets turned upside down, it won't be able to self-right either. This fight is pretty much all Mousetrap, unless by some miracle Elf manages to pull off something special, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Elf is very close to the pit, and Mousetrap coming in, and they finished them off! Mousetrap came in with a final nudge as Elf was hanging over the edge of the pit and went down. And the end of the fight declares that the son has won with the Mousetrap.
Cease.
The battle concludes with Mousetrap pitting Elf with some superb driving. Elf held its own until its demise, but let's hope we see it again soon. Now for the last fight of the night. Siren has received a final challenge from the spinner of Disco Inferno, and this is a battle Siren will want to win outright. Will Disco Inferno finally make a name for itself, or will Siren win its third and final battle for the challenge belt? It's time for the main event.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
The weapon spins as Disco Inferno wants to try and cause as much damage to Siren as it possibly can before Siren takes advantage. Although, one of its wheels is over the edge, Siren has to try and get away before Disco Inferno takes advantage and gets them into the pit. They're using that disc to cause them damage and knock them in, and Siren have gone in! After all that effort, after 2 victories, it ends here for Siren as they bounce off the disc and fall into the pit. And Disco Inferno now claim the chance for the challenge belt.
Cease.
And with that, Siren has lost its belt to Disco Inferno. They will have to fight for the chance to keep the prize another time. Join us next week for the last episode of this show. It's going to be destructive, it's going to be brutal, and most importantly, complete carnage.